and they have worked really hard to like the supervision of Dr. Umar, Mr. Jack, and they have a project they want to share with you, and it's really exciting because we heard it was really exciting, and we just want to support them. So please feel free to ask questions, because it's a great technology, and just enjoy it. That's all. But thanks for coming again, right? And I want to introduce first Dr. Umar. So he was instrumental, he's in charge of the program. We all know Dr. Umar. He has been with us for over 3 years now?
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
And the program has changed a lot, in his direction. And the students always get inspired, when they work with him. And Mr. Jack, is it okay? So they were key directors in this project. So just want to give them some applause, because I think you see. So you guys ready, Mirza?
Dr. Morris.
You want to say something?
Thanks guys for coming. Just a few words so that we really see what's going on. We understand. We just don't want just to see what's going on in the project itself, but what is behind it. Really, that's what's important. Why this project is really is part of the curriculum. Why? Basically, the project serves as a transition between academic and industry. In the academic, we basically do things like in classroom and so on, but we don't really get involved in doing things by hand or sharing some responsibilities. So this senior project acts like a transition where students will decide on some project. They will assign some tasks. Everyone will have a task. They will select one among them as a manager to emulate an actual project in the industry. So it's really very, very practical thing. And above all, they will learn a lot of information, a lot of skills. Example is that they will know how to deal with each other as a team, because you'll have team work when you go to the industry as a project. They assign skills. They have tasks. Everyone will have a task. They will have deadline. They have a progress report. All of these things, they get really acquainted with it, get used to it, so that when they go to the actual job market, they have some background how to do it. And also, the other skills, they know how to deal with vendors. Like they talk to a company, I need this part, I need this part, how to find all of the parts and the equipment that needed to put a good project. The other thing, as a process of how you select the project, how we select the project selection process, let's call it that way. And for those guys in the electronic, we'll get you through it, so at least you have some idea, guys, ahead. For others, you have an idea also what is behind this project that this group have been done. They get together, they decide on what is it we want to do. They don't dream, because they can dream whatever they want, but there is a limitations, because there is a time constraint. They have to do it within a certain amount of time. They have budget constraint also, an open budget, and also within the scope of what specific environment. Also, the other factor, when they select a project, that project really, two components are important really. One must benefit the community. Benefit yourself, benefit the community. You must have something that really you'll be proud of. Maybe someone will pick it up, will market it, and then you will have you stand behind it. The other thing, whatever you select, it must be something to use maybe current technology, so that when you go to the market, you go to the industry, you go to the world, then you are not really talking somewhere else. You already know what's going on, so that you practice it. The other very important thing it does not have to have everything that they have learned. Because the student at this level supposed to be able to do things on their own, supposed to learn on their own new material. And you will see, guys, when they present, they will show you things that they never learned in any course. Why? Because they already have the background, they can really continue build on the skills that they learn. So those are a few of the things. As of today, the presentation, we have like 2 projects. Why 2? Basically, because they selected one project, they said we want to do this project, and then we looked at the project itself, we said, oh, there isn't really enough work for everyone, so we must have, otherwise it's not really worth for a group of 4, maybe 2 can do it, okay? So we said, let's go and do another project also that touches another area, which is really very, very current area. Anyone guys knows what is IoT? Heard of IoT? Anyone heard of WWW? Everyone knows WWW. This is guys, they say this is the next thing after WWW is IoT, which is Internet of Things. Internet of Things, which is basically how you control things from far, remotely. How you do things while you are in bed and you control things. How overseas and you control things and you see things happening, which is smart things. This is really very hot topic now. Even the standardizations of the industry hasn't really been done yet. They're still really doing lots of work in order to come up with some standardization, because it's still in the process of conferences and so on to build up some standards. So one project has to deal with the IoT, the other project which is the Magic Mirror. And I let these guys start, though I don't want you to be like nervous more than they have been. Okay, thanks guys, thank you. Appreciate you coming.
Hello everyone, my name is Mirza Bhai. I'm here to tell you about our project, which is powered by Raspberry. It's cool, fun and useful. We gave our project name, and it has been done by YSRK group. We gave this name as a YSRK because we want to go more than this project. So we want to go ahead in the market, and we 4 of us have decided we want to go and build something which is useful for the people and for the community. And the project members are Yasir Khan, Sahil Patel, Raj Patel, and myself, Khalil Mirza. And I'm very thankful, and we are inspired and guided by Dr. Umar for getting this project done. Our main aims and objectives is like we want this project to be easygoing, helpful for everybody. So on the go, you can have the news on the screen. Like you don't need to open your mobile and see what's today's weather is. Like you can have it on your while going out. If you have your mirror next to the door, so while you're taking your winter coat or while you're wearing, you can watch into the mirror and have you look at the weather, like what's outside. And even if you're in the office, you can have your latest update and the news. You can just have it on your mirror and you can know what's going on. And it's very time efficient. And you can, I'd like to tell you about what Magic Mirror displays. You can have many things on the display. It's like time, date, news, notifications, weather, calendar, security cameras, appointments, events, and there are many more things that you can add. Even the Magic Mirror is been used for the advertising purposes. And what we implemented on the functions was news, time, date, and a mirror. And as I said, the custom, you can use different types of things. As you get time constraints, so we just used 4 or 5 things in our Magic Mirror. Yeah, that's what it is. And now my friend Raj will tell you about the hardware and software part.
Hello everyone, I'm Raj, and today I will talk about hardware and software installed on our project. as it shows up here, it's Raspberry Pi, and we use two-way mirror for the display, and we did use Senset TV monitor, and on the software part we use Python and Linux operating system. First of all, I would like to talk about Raspberry Pi. Now, what's Raspberry Pi? Raspberry Pi is a brain of computer. It's same thing as a CPU. Raspberry Pi take over and control the whole project, and it is a microcomputer which can access the whole system wirelessly or without wireless. And now I'll like to talk about Senset. It's an add-on board on Raspberry Pi which help us to get weather and humidity. And as every systems need a monitor, we do need a monitor to access the display. So here Raspberry Pi takes an access of any monitor or TV screen, and for better visibility we took the TV, we decided to take TV. And now I'd like to talk about software part. We generally use two types of software on the programming part. The main thing, first thing what we need on the software is operating system. This Raspberry Pi runs on operating system named Linux. It's the most advanced operating system, and it is good for the newcomers in the industry. And Python is a new interpreter language which is easy to read and implement. And now I'd like to tell about the detailed components used in our project is a TV screen, observation mirror, Raspberry Pi, Senset, SD card, wooden frame, and HDMI cable, and wireless mouse and keyboard. It can be wireless or with wires. And now my friend Yasir will continue giving you some information about gathering our parts, how we gather our parts. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello. Namaste, Sasriyakal. How are you, everyone? So, myself Yasir Iqbal Khan. I'm from Pakistan. So, I'm going to tell you about how we gather these all parts. So, as you know, it's a magic mirror. You can see your face, and we had a little problems when we're going to find the wooden frame. We need to fix wooden frame, we need to fix the display mirror. We got a little difficulties. So we went to the vendors, they give us a lot of time, and also they're going to charge us a lot of money. So we'll discuss together. So finally we called my brother. So he make a wooden frame in my country, Pakistan, and he ship it to me over here. So then we fix the mirror first, and then we fix the LED, and then we fix the Raspberry Pi and each and everything inside. So we fixed it this one. And there was a 3-4 lakhs in our project. So during finding the things and time threads. So our project's supposed to be done within 5 to 6 weeks. So but just because of vendors, we couldn't find the right vendors, so we fixed it in 6 more weeks, like 10 weeks or 11 weeks. So now my friend Sahil is going to tell you more about the magic mirror.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Sahil. I am here to let you know about the lessons and skills which we learned from this project. First of all, we just use the Python language. And this is new for us, and the Python language is operated by the Linux operating system. And then after we just came together and we just assigned a task as each of our background. Like my friend Yasir, he just good in the gathering parts, getting together, and as like my friend Mirza and Raj, they are good in the coding work, and they are just doing the troubleshooting on the work. And I was assigned for the buying the parts and communicating with the vendors. And the project cost is around $1,000. But on that project cost, we get some we just get some losses because of not choosing of right vendors. And we are not aware of the right vendors. Now my friend Mirza, he gonna talk about the future expense which we can implement in this project. Thank you.
As I already said that we can do the expansion, like we can do many things in the Magic Mirror. Like in future we can have calendar, notification on mobile, event, security cameras, and advertising. And we can use our Magic Mirror as a touch screen too. And I would like to thank Dr. Umar for helping us getting this project done. And I'm thankful for Professor Mansoor for helping us getting this project completed. And I would like to thank TBI for offering such a course to allow us the skill. And I'm thankful for Dean for giving us opportunity to get this project done and have this presentation given to us, a chance to present our project in our school. Thank you. This is how our Magic Mirror is going to look. And we have a demo after we done our project presentation. So you guys can have a look at that. If anybody has any questions, please go ahead and ask.
You will be standing here, guys, someday to ask.
How difficult was it to learn a new program language?
It was a difficult thing because it's a very new thing for us. But you know, as everything, we can find it in the Google, so we need to keep on Googling it up. And we have many errors which we need to track down. So it was hard, but we made it.
How many TVs you broke?
We broke 2 TVs. This is the third one which we're using. Which actually we need to take the frame out. But by taking that out, we broke 2 TVs. My friend Yasser
Because the LED is a real thing. Like if you spread 2 paper together, it's that size of LED. So we don't know about that thing.
So we just tried to open the frame from the front, and it broke down. It happened 2 times.
What was the most challenging thing, as you guys worked on this project? Is also if any advice you would give to students who, just like you guys, may want to do something like this in the future?
What we didn't know about the vendor thing, what my friend said, like we don't know where to get the things, where to get the parts. So even though we tried it, but as Yasser said, that we went to Pakistan and got the wooden frame. So we tried to get it over here, but we didn't find it. Later on, we got like people over here who can do that for us. So, but it was a difficult thing for us. But now we know that we really can get it from here.
And what would you tell this, if students who are here today listening, and maybe sometime in the future they would be working on something like that? What advice do you have for them?
Nothing much, just keep my contact number, they can contact me. Yeah, we did some few mistakes and we ordered some different part. We thought it was going to be something, it came out quite different, and we were not able to return it either. So,
You see, if you guys didn't understand what he's talking about, is his very first slide was talking about the YSRK group that they have formed, because their vision is to actually take it to the next level and one day have something that's marketable and they can make money off of it. So that's why he's actually passing his number along to everyone.
So of course, TBI will get discounts.
Or royalties. So this is the garage, the incubator where they're actually doing this. So if they actually pull it off, then we have rights to it.
Yep, absolutely.
next slide. All right, as Dr. Umar said, that we got 2 projects. One was a Magic Mirror, and the next one was a smart security, a home and office security system. Even this has been done by YSRK groups, and we are all the 4 which have done this. And for this one, for main objectives and functions which we have been using, It's designed for a smart way for home and office, so it can be used by anybody, even if you are at home or in the office, it can be used. It's simple, and mostly we thought that it should be helpful for the community. So like we thought that elderly people, it's very useful, very handy, so they can, with the one click on their mobile, they can get the notification sent to the emergency or to their relatives or to their friends, and they don't need to get up, they can just start on a click. There is an app on the mobile that they can download, and they can use it through the app. And my friend Sahil will tell you about the components which we have used in this project.
Good afternoon, guys. I'm going to let you know about the components which we use in another project. First of all, we use the motion sensor. Then after we use the distance sensor, humidity sensor. Then after temperature sensor, we use the photoregister, and we use the buzzer for alarm. We use the LED lights for whenever we detect the motion, the lights is turned on. We use the servo motor to we just put the camera on servo motor at outside of our home, and it's gonna be detect from 180 range. That's why we use the servo motor. Then after we use the Arduino Uno board and the Ethernet shield. Then after we use the 4-channel relay. Now I'm gonna let you know about the Arduino board. We use the Arduino board. This is our main brain of our system, and then after we use the Ethernet shield. Ethernet shield, it's give the internet connection to Arduino board, and it's help to, if we want to put the external memory in the Ethernet shield, we can put the SD card too. Now I'm gonna tell you about the 4-channel relay. So 4-channel relay, it's working like we can switch from 5 volt smaller power to we can manage the larger power too. Then we're gonna use the PIR motion sensor. The PIR motion sensor, you guys have a question about the PIR, right? So PIR is a passive infrared sensor. So it's gonna be detect the human being bodies. Like if you are coming in the room, whenever PIR is activated, it's gonna detect you, and it's gonna alarm to me. If I put 911, it's gonna alarm to police. Then after PIR motion sensor, it's detect the 20 feet range. And if I just leave it like that, this one is gonna detect in the 15 ounce range. And if I put this one on the PIR motion sensor, it's gonna be detecting like 45 range. So we can get the good result from using this one. Now my friend Raj, he's gonna tell you about the photoregister and more sensors. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Now I'll just give you some information about photoregister. Now, what's photoregister? Photoregister generally works with the intensity of light. So if I set an intensity to particular point like 300, it detects the light at each and every second, and if the light drops up from the intensity of 300, the lights are generally going to remain the same. But if it goes dark and the intensity rise up, the lights automatically turn on, and it also helps us for saving electricity, and it's good for old people who cannot generally go and use that by the switch and stuff, and you can also access it by your mobiles. And now I would like to talk about distance sensor. Now, what's distance sensor? The name already states that it measures the distance, or it works with the distance. These types of sensors are generally used in modern cars. They are used for auto brakes. Nowadays there are many cars which use this type of system. If you do not pull your brakes at time and the sensor sense the car in front of you is moving, it's automatically going to push the brake, and it's going to save you from the accident. And the next thing is DHT sensor. This sensor works with temperature and humidity. So it's same thing as I said for the photocell. it's at particular point, if I set a temperature to 45 degrees Celsius or 45 degree Fahrenheit, it's gonna detect the temperature same way, and if the temperature rise up, so you need the air on or the fan on, it's gonna turn on the fan automatically, and same thing, it helps us in saving electricity too. Now humidity sensor. These types of sensor measure the moisture and water level. They are used in the place where they have like flood alerts and stuff. It's also used to detect the flood system, and if the level of the water is rising up by points or frequently, they're gonna give alarm to the people, or they're gonna buzz, or they're gonna give the context to 911, whatever you can do, enter on it. It's gonna detect them and send them the text that there is gonna be flood in this time or that time. And now I'd like to talk about the estimate cost of the project. This project was like almost 300 bucks, and these are the components we use for the projects. And I would like to thank Dr. Omar and Professor Jack Mansour for helping us and giving us support for completing this project. And I'd like to thank Dean Malik for organizing this presentation and giving us a good chance to present our project in school. Thank you. And now we'll go ahead and just see the demo, and if you would like have any questions, or you can particularly come up and see each and everything.
Oh, there it